The new movement, DJ Drewski. I'm in the spot. Young Javi's pulled up. When he first came in, I'm like, yo, there's something wrong with his eye. And then I realized you got like a contact lens.
Yes, sir. It's actually inspired by an anime that I like. It's called Fire Force. It's a certain character called Benimaru. He has one eye. It's like a red circle, or red with a white circle inside of it, and the other one's red with the X.
Right.
When I got him custom done, I thought I could be able to see through him.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
So answer that for us.
I can't. That's why I only have one in.
So you're working with one eye right now.
One eye right now.
That's all you need.
True.
Right? Sometimes you just need to see out of one eye, and it just makes the world look a lot better.
Definitely, it's a lot cooler. It definitely took a lot of practice, for sure, because it's weird with the depth perception of things. I definitely took a lot of time to practice it.
Right. But you got it now.
Yeah, I got it now.
And you make it look cool, and you give off rock star vibes, so it's only right that you come through with the contact lens in, and we're going to talk about everything else you have going on, not just the music, because I'm sure everything else in your world is what makes you who you are, right?
Yes, sir.
We can start. You mentioned being a father. That's
Yeah.
pretty new in your life, right? That's still new.
My son he actually just turned 1 recently, January 26th, 3 days before my birthday, January 29th.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's crazy. We're both Aquarius, so we get along pretty well already. I think he's a daddy's boy for sure.
Do you feel like it's changed you as a person? And this 2-part question. Has it changed you as a person, and then has it changed you as an artist when it comes to making your music?
Those very good questions right there. And definitely it's changed my world for the better for sure. I think the first highlight would be it connected me with my dad. My dad passed away when I was really young,
right,
8 years old, and I struggled in many aspects of my life to try to find a way to connect with him. And it wasn't until I saw my son born and seeing him grow up, I kind of try to put myself in my dad's shoes looking at me at that age,
right,
and why he did the things that he did. So it kind of answered a lot of things for me in a weird way. But besides that, I felt like I was hanging on to a lot of things in the past, especially my dad's death.
right.
And through my music, dedicating one of my albums to my father and talking about experiences and things that I wanted to share with him, I was able to move past and forgive him. And so, now that I have my son, I want to dedicate this next album to my son. I want to look towards the future. So that's really helped me to look more towards the future and motivate me to just start doing more things moving forward, and not hanging on,
right,
or not hang on to the past as much.
Now, your pop's name was Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
So that was the last project you put out, was dedicated to your pops.
Mm-hmm.
Now the new project said your son. What did we name your son? What's your son?
Xavier.
Xavier.
Yeah, it's my name.
Right. Boom.
So
is he your junior?
Yes. Actually, it's the second. Or the first. Or no, it would be the second.
He would be the second.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
I don't know.
We're just gonna take your word on it.
Yeah, it's the second.
It's not a junior. Xavier
No.
Junior.
We wanted. My girl and I had a conversation about junior, but I thought it would sound cooler as
the second.
Yeah, the
that's
second,
some,
like on some royalty
yeah,
type of
yeah,
vibe.
yeah. I like that one too. That was the smart move right there. Was it difficult to have her agree to go with Xavier when you guys are picking names? Because I just went through it too. I got a 14-month-old, right?
I really begged for her to let me pick the name of the first child, and then she could have it
right
for the second child.
I feel like we did the same thing. Even though I went with her name for my daughter, like I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna agree with it, but I get the final decision, right? So I feel like for any parents that might be watching this, or new parents, that should be a rule. Like the dad picks the name, the first child's name.
Or if the mom picks the name first time, it should be the opposite.
Got it. I still think the first child, dad should pick.
Yeah, you think 100%?
Yeah, 100%.
I just feel like whoever has the best name.
The best name wins?
Yeah, best name wins, and then, leave it up to the second parent, or for the second child for the other parent to name.
That could work too. You see, he's a nice guy. But I want to talk about the music now, because you played me some unreleased music. Are those records going to be on the Xavier project?
So yeah, well, the goal this year is release at least one single every month.
Okay.
And with content and a video, and then at the end of the year have an album, and with an extra couple songs, but have that be kind of like
That's
the whole project.
the guideline
Yeah.
of like what's happening in your world with the music.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm just, doing my studying, working with my team and everything. We see that consistency is key.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we want to drop maybe a couple albums, I think it'd be a lot wiser decision to kind of see how it goes with singles first.
Right.
And just
Yeah, just
consistently
build it
drop.
up,
Yeah.
build the vibe up. And speaking of the team, shout out to Josh X, who's in the building,
Yes, sir. Shout out
who's
Nikki,
produced.
Nikki Bradsher.
Shout out to Nikki.
Yes, sir.
Who else we got?
We got Chris.
Chris
Security.
is in. Okay.
We got a son.
Yeah, he
Randy.
yeah, that's his name. He told
Yes,
me
sir.
outside. I asked him outside. But you and Josh, him being an artist producer, how did that relationship happen?
So, funny enough, I actually got connected with him through radio's best friend, Ruben Rodriguez.
Okay.
He was the guy that kind of kickstarted my career with Nikki. And it was literally the week before Ruben passed away. Josh and I got together and we made some music with Ruben and everybody. And we hit it off. We made some great music. And I know Josh and Ruben have been friends for countless years. Ruben's been helping Josh on the radio side. That's been like his man, you know what I mean? So it was just kind of like after that, situation happened, Josh really kind of filled that place that, Ruben.
Right.
Josh has his group and everything, and, he really stepped it up for me and helped me out.
And how many records did he produce on this project that's coming?
We're still going.
Oh, it's nonstop.
Yeah, we're
still cooking up.
Yeah, we're still cooking up. I mean, we got all the songs for the year, but I mean,
that's a lot. How many songs was on the Jonathan album? How many records was on that?
Well, on the first one, because there's the original and then the deluxe.
Right, the deluxe.
I think on the deluxe, I want to say at least 15, 16 songs.
See, that's a good amount of. That's a healthy amount of records for like a new artist to put out music. And then you're saying you already got enough records today to drop a project that would rock the whole year.
I have singles lined up for the entire year, and then I'm still kind of building up for the end of the year album drop, which is gonna be called X Squared.
Right, that's the next one.
Yeah.
Is there meaning behind it?
Just represent Xavier, X number
the
2.
X, right.
Yeah.
There we go.
I thought it'd be cool, nice and simple. I also thought it'd be cool as a tattoo to get. I'm gonna get it on the back of my neck.
Do you have any other tats?
Oh yeah, not
I see
dedicated
that
to
one.
Xavier.
No, not
yet,
to Xavier, but just like
I got tons of tats. I'm tatted. Let me take off mine.
Yeah, show your tats off.
Yeah, let
them go. Let them show. Yeah, get comfortable in here, man. It's the new movement, DJ Drewski. Here we go. Like he's showing off his tats now.
I got some art. I got a.
Do you remember your first one? Like, what was the first one?
This one right here. This is actually my father's signature. I got it off his driver's license that I
That's
kept
fire.
with his birthday and his death date in Roman numerals. Got that done in Vegas.
That's a good place to get your first tattoo
next
done,
to a
right?
strip club. It was lit.
Were you like super young at the
I
time?
was 17.
Yeah, see, only in Vegas you could get away with shit like that.
Yep.
Pulling up at 17, yo, tap me up. But I want to talk about your dad because you said he was into golf, and that's what made the family move to where we originally
Palm
went.
Springs.
Palm Springs.
Yeah, golf is really like heavy out there, so he was always doing tournaments out there, and golfing was definitely one of his many hobbies. My dad was like kind of life on the edge type of vibe.
Right. Well, clearly, it's in you too at this point.
Yeah. Somewhat. I feel like I got like 25% of his life on the edge. I mean, it was definitely more so when I was younger. Kind of unintentionally, to be honest. As I said, I kind of try to find ways to connect with him.
Right.
My dad did, a mix of drugs and alcohol, and
right.
I even at a young age, I kind of recognized it in weird ways, because whenever I'd go over to my dad's house, he'd be like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, and then after like 30 minutes, he'd come out, the room would be smelling like weed.
Right.
I didn't know what that was at the time. But he'd be coming out and be like, "Hey, y'all want top ramen?" Like, hell yeah, we want top ramen. And he'd just cook up
6-year-old like, yeah,
cook up a whole bunch of shit, and we'd all have a fun time just eating a top ramen at the dinner table. And then I'd come out late at night and I'd see my dad, drinking or grabbing.
Right.
So as I got older, I'd smell weed for the first time. I'm like, oh, so this is what it was. So that's why I slowly got turned on to that. And around the same age as my dad did all that same stuff too. He started smoking pot 13, 14, same age as me.
Right.
Drinking at that age as well. getting mixed up into other drugs as well. I mean, I don't want to name a ton, but
Yeah, no, you know, people know what it
yeah,
is.
people know what that all that stuff is. But yeah, I didn't get to the point because my dad went all the way through the list to you know, black tar heroin, and
Right.
ended up ODing off of that. And yeah, you know, I had a couple of my own bad experiences, and I never really was able to kind of connect with him in any way. You know, we both were fighting different demons. My dad had, you know, experienced death in his life as well, and you know, some people just can't get over that. My dad was adopted. My grandma ended up adopting my dad, or it was my grandfather's decision actually, but because my grandmother went off the deep end because she lost her child at the age of 5.
Crazy.
So that's why they adopted my dad, to kind of like try to bring her back. Didn't work. She ended up committing suicide. My dad found her body. She literally like stabbed herself to death.
And he was a kid.
Yeah,
at that time.
he was 5 years old.
Yeah, like,
walking into that shit, and you know, I think something like that is just, how could you expect someone to get over that?
It's hard to deal with.
And you know, on top of that, he also had a nanny after that who passed away in her sleep when he was 12 years old.
Right. So he's just getting.
He was in the same room, saw her getting lifted up out into ambulance, and it was just crazy.
I only asked about your pops because I'm trying to figure out where the musical relation comes in. Like, when did the music career start, or when did you feel like, yo, I love music, this is what I want to pursue? Like, was there influence from dad, from being, you know, at the house after he smoked weed? Was he playing music and you're like, I love this?
Well, he definitely, he had a love for music, especially rock music. You know, he dabbled in the guitar a little bit, but it more so was that, you know, my mom really had me involved in a lot of activities growing up. I think more so to kind of distract me from everything that was going on. Piano and drums being one of those things, and I got into writing my own music through piano. And throughout my life, you know, especially like going through hard times, I felt like it was really the only way I could express myself. I've been through therapy, I've been through all types of stuff, been through rehab, and nothing really helped besides, you know, writing my music. And talking about the things that I wasn't comfortable with. And I felt like it wasn't until I got it out to a song and people kind of related it into their own ways, it really kind of like just lifted off something for me.
It was a release for you.
Yeah. So that's how it connected with my dad. And I felt like giving up close to when I started my career, because I was really involved in sports. I was actually about to go to the Olympics to train for the pentathlon. It's like 5 different sports. It's horseback riding, fencing, swimming, running, and shooting.
Crazy.
So I was heavily involved. I was training up to like 10 hours a day. I ended up injuring myself pretty bad, and I had to take off for like 3 months. And during that time, I realized how much those distractions helped me from dealing with my problems. Running
real life.
Yeah, running away from my problems and not even dealing with them. And you know, I lost myself for a good time. I ended up going kind of out of control, partying a lot, doing some stupid things, getting myself into rehab, 2 rehabs actually. Ended up going to Turner. I don't know, you know what Bad Baby is?
Bad Baby?
The rapper?
Yeah, the girl,
Yeah, I went to the same rehab she did, Turnabout Ranch.
At the same time?
No.
Oh,
she graduated 2 months before me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So that was, after that, it was kind of like a turning point getting back. I ended up moving out of the desert to LA. I found my love for music again, still, because I wrote while I was in there. Even though I didn't have anything to do music-wise, I still wrote there and still try to, you know, find some way to express myself. And when I got out, since, you know, LA is so music involved, it was like really easy for me to kind of click in with some music people, and I knew that was my lane. And I ended up visiting my dad's grave one day, and I told him, music is my thing. I'm going to dedicate something to you, to forgive you and to let go of everything you did for me, you know. I did, and move on. So. And
do you feel like at this point you've done? Are you fully moved on, or are you still going through the process?
Oh, I've moved on for sure. You know, I've understood that a lot of the things that I tried to blame him for at the end of the day were, you know, my decisions. And I just had to accept that and, you know, move on.
And we're here today. With new videos out, new music out, new babies, both of us, new dads. Outside of the music, you also I see like your rings
Oh
aren't
yeah.
don't you like sell rings too or
Oh
merch?
no. I have
'Cause I
some
seen you like
merch.
posted some rings or something like.
Yeah, I got a jeweler, really cool guy. His name is Gary. It's a personal like family friend.
Okay,
He makes all my jewelry and everything.
got. Oh, so they're
So
just for you,
yeah, they're just for me. I love to promote them, and anybody that kind of like I feel like gives me something special or does something really cool for me.
right?
I love to give them some love.
Nah, that's fire. And what I like about you too is you're opening up your life to your followers, to your fans, to your friends. To see a different side of you. It's not just, oh, you're gonna see me in the studio or see a music video. Now you do things like for the baby's birthday. I seen you went out shopping and kind of showing
Yeah.
that process and things like that. Do you find it's more is it important for you to kind of show that side of you to your?
I definitely think so because I feel like that was a lot of the things that I missed out on,
Mm-hmm.
especially from my dad's side. My mom was the one that was kind of recording everything, recording what she was doing, and I never saw a video of my dad doing that. So
Right.
I wanted to capture a lot of those moments, and it was always cool for me to watch my mom doing those things, and I always look back to back at those memories as really dope, and I love that she captured all those things.
Mm.
Even though it annoyed me as a kid that my mom always had the phone, I'm
Right.
like,
Right. Right.
Mom, put the phone down. Come on,
Please, mom.
leave me alone. But
Now you
I
understand. Now as a
understand.
parent, you like, oh shit. Now we need to capture every moment.
Yeah, I think that's important, and I love to share that with my followers, and I think a lot of people on Instagram they just want to share their life. So
Right, right.
I feel like as an artist, I want to be as genuine as I can. So I'm just sharing my life.
And I think people would, they can appreciate it too, right? Because they connect with you through your music, but then when they also see it, like, okay, he's a real person. He's not just an artist all the time. Like he's a dad. I don't know if you're married or not yet.
Getting close to it.
Getting close.
Yeah.
See, he's about to be a husband, right?
Yes,
You might
sir.
even see some footage from his wedding. I don't know. You might go back to Vegas for his wedding, get his tattoo, and get married in Vegas. But you know what I'm saying? I just think it's cool when artists do that. Like, I just don't want to see you in the studio in your music videos. I want to know that you're a real person too. So, thank you as as an artist
I
for
appreciate
doing that.
I feel like it's hard for a lot of artists that because first starting off, it really was all that just
Right, right,
kind of
right.
going to the studio every day. Um, but I'm blessed to like have a family to find that balance.
Right.
I think it's definitely balance is key. I feel like there was a lot of times where I doubt myself, and that was because I was too deep in my career,
Mm-hmm.
and I was overthinking a lot of things. And now that I have my son and I have something else to kind of put my mind to,
Purpose.
yeah, another purpose. I'm not thinking, I'm not overthinking things as much.
Right, right.
I'm just letting things ride and letting things grow and everything happen naturally like it should.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure we'll hear that in the music as well. So I'm excited, to see the new batch of music that's coming, the new projects that are coming, new videos coming. Anything else we should be looking forward to that's happening in your world?
I definitely say just a lot more content. I definitely, I wasn't on social media a lot as a kid, so I'm trying to open up myself more to just taking more videos of lifestyle and
Right.
just what I got going on. Definitely shooting more music videos. I've been wanting to get more involved because I am a pretty creative person, not even just to the music side, but I also like to produce. I also like to put my input in for music videos and stuff. I was talking to you a little bit about that one
Right,
song,
the one you
Green.
shot, yeah.
Yeah, we want to shoot it out in Iceland. It's gonna be a vibe. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, man, just be looking for a lot more of
Right.
me popping up.
And shout out to mom too, because she allowed you to shoot some scenes from the other
Oh
video.
yeah, shout out to mom.
In her crib, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom let me shoot some scenes in her crib for With a Bottle. That backyard area is a cool little piece. My mom's actually my manager too, so shout out to my
Right.
momager.
It is. Shout out to Mama J. Give them your Instagram, how they can follow you and
Course.
tap in with everything we just spoke about.
The Real Young Javi, YUNGXAVI. I also have my own website, therealyoungjavi.com. If you want to just check it out. I also have an email subscription on there, so you can check out all the latest things I got going on. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
It is. Young Javi, DJ Drewski, the new movement. You know the vibes.
Yes, sir.